IUR Radio.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Jackson Burkhart.
I'm Jack Driscoll.
This is the Pop Culture Crew, episode 9. And 9 is how many awards Hollow Knight Silksong better win at the Game Awards.
I voted for Hollow Knight Silksong. I voted for Best Independent Game.
I actually haven't done my voting yet, but ladies and gentlemen,
The big episode.
The nominations came out this morning, right?
All categories. We had a lot. I mean, I think Expedition 33, to no one's surprise, got the most nominations.
Yeah.
The second most was Ghost of Yotei and Death Stranding 2, though. Ghost of Yotei did surprise me with that. I did not think he was going to get nominated for that
I
much.
really have to finish that.
Gotta get on that. You
it's
also
a
got to beat
long
Death Stranding
game.
1 and 2.
They were not kidding when Sucker Punch announced like this is the biggest, largest,
I mean, they just have
most
so much area to
expansive
work
open
with.
world game. It is like, dude,
Yeah, they just have a lot of
I've
area to
put
work
like
with.
35 hours in,
Wow.
and the game says I'm like 34 of the percent, like, or
This
like,
is some
I think I
Red Dead
just
2 level
I think
stuff.
I just hit like 40% when, like, you know how the PlayStation like marks your
Yeah.
percentage away through the main store.
That's
I'm
what I
like
did for Death Stranding.
40%.
That's how I tracked my Death
I'm
Stranding
like,
progress.
what? So I'm on track to be hitting like a
There we go.
100-hour playthrough, but let's get right in. So let's talk.
Yeah, we have a lot. We have a lot.
I just wrote down a bunch of categories that we want to go a little deeper into, and then we'll just spitball some ideas. So
The big boy category.
yes, Jack.
Yeah.
We'll start off with the one probably everyone cares about most, Game of the Year. Just straight up Game of the Year. The nominations were Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hades 2, Hollow Knight Silksong, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which I had not heard of until today.
I have not heard of it until today, too.
So if anyone's a fan, no disrespect. I literally didn't
And please
know.
let us know why. Like, give me a reason to play the game. I'm not a person that I'm going to reject a game. Give me a reason to play.
I just literally
Never heard
until
of it.
you walked into the dorm and were like, here are the nominees, and you read them to me. I was like, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure it's fun.
Wouldn't be nominated if it wasn't.
Yeah, but I mean, let's just get right into this. So, Jack, let's just start with our picks. Like, what your pick?
I mean,
What
we
are
know. I think everybody who's watching it would know our picks. I mean, Death Stranding 2 is mine, and I think we know what yours is.
Mine is Hollow Knight Silksong. Without a doubt. That is not to say I don't think other games are deserving.
I think this
This
is a
is-
stacked
It
category.
was
for Game of the Year.
honestly, it's almost like how I felt about the Oscars last year, where I was like, I want the Brutalist to win. I'd be happy with I wanted the Brutalist to win. If Conclave won, I would have been like awesome.
Yeah,
Even if Wicked had won, I would have been like
great.
not my number one pick. Awesome movie. I loved it. You know, it's kind of like I want Hollow Knight Silksong to win. I think that game is truly incredible.
Oh, yeah.
And it was
Without a
another
doubt.
one of those examples where you have Hollow Knight, like the first one, is an incredible masterpiece of a video game, and they just stepped it up.
Yeah,
Like everything for the second one. The only complaint that I could even have, which isn't a complaint for me, was the whole like everything does two
double
damage thing.
Yeah.
I didn't even have. I only.
it was
applied-
very few enemies I thought I had a problem with. that. The ground in the
the ground is my
steps
complaint.
that was my biggest
That
complaint.
and they but
That did not need to do.
I didn't have as much of a problem with enemies and bosses. I thought there should have been maybe toned down a little bit with a mix.
With the regular enemies, but
Yeah.
the bosses, a lot of them made sense.
Mhm.
I feel like the first boss that made the most sense for me doing 2 damage, like that I could really be like I couldn't fight it,
Mhm.
was the Guardian, or what's the one with the bell that swings on
The Last
rope?
Judge.
The Last Judge. That boss hit like a truck. That made sense that thing did 2
Yeah.
damage.
But my main complaint with that was the environment doing too. I'm like me
Yeah.
falling into a pit. Like the only one I was okay with doing 2 damage was the deep docks.
Oh,
the
yeah.
incinerated
Yeah, the
lava biome.
the
I was like,
actual
okay,
real lava.
falling into a river of lava. Sure, if you want to make that one
You
do
get
too, but I was like a pit
incinerated.
of like bugs. I was like, why am I taking 2 damage because I missed the parkour
Yeah,
and fell in a
like
pit of bugs? But anyway, no, I mean, this is gonna be a crazy, crazy year for Game of the Year.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, there's a lot to say about Death Stranding too, at least on my end, but
mhm,
I can't really say too much without spoiling it for you. It's just again, those of you who know, you go into this game and it's got Kojima's writing. It's got
mhm,
his masterclass of world building and writing. I mean, it's not for everybody. I
yeah,
don't think the Death Stranding games are for everybody. I do think the Metal Gear Solid series is for everybody. I think every person who likes video games can find something to enjoy in the Metal Gear Solid series. Death Stranding, you're going to need to take a little bit more out of. You're going to need to think more, and
yeah.
you're going to have to drag a lot more out of that game. But what you do get out of it is just
Except for that tailing mission in 4.
yeah.
I don't think there is a human alive
No.
that probably had fun during that.
No, but I think to drag the enjoyment out of Death Stranding, you really have to be there for the story. There's
Mhm.
no more gameplay crutch anymore.
Yeah.
That's like, oh, Metal Gear Solid 5's gameplay is really good, so I'm gonna like that, even though I don't like the story. There is no gameplay crutch. You have to go in and you have to be ready to deliver packages
Yeah.
and listen to a schizophrenic ramblings the entire game. But by God, if it isn't written incredibly.
Mhm.
And the music, by the way, by Woodkid, great. Go and listen to it. I'm gonna buy that on vinyl, I think.
Are you really?
I've been looking. I think I'm gonna probably try to get the clear version.
But I mean, yeah. So the game of the year is gonna be crazy,
Yeah, that's a big one.
and I cannot wait for Hollow Knight Silk Song to win. All right. No. All right. Best game direction. This one was interesting because this again, the direction that a lot of these games went in this year are, I think, pretty interesting. And this is all also,
Yeah.
by the way, because Expedition 33 was nominated for quite literally
Almost everything it was applicable
Neither of
for.
us have gotten around to playing it, but
It's on my list. I have it. My brother bought
Yeah.
it. It's in my Steam family.
I've seen chunks of it online, and I acknowledge how good that
Oh
game
yeah,
is.
I'm not gonna.
I
speak ill of it.
understand that it's not like where I don't get it. I understand that game's amazing, but just wanted to reaffirm that.
Yeah,
So you have Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yotei, which I actually was surprised to see on here.
game direction.
For game direction.
I
yeah.
think Sucker Punch is just a great directing
Yeah.
studio.
And Hades 2 and
Hades 2
Split Fiction.
Came out recently too. I mean, here's the thing, right? Shout out to Chris, one of my friends, loves Hades 1, Hades 2. He's voting Hades 2 for everything it's in. Power
Okay.
to you. Hades 2, from what I've seen, is an incredible take on the first game. I will never speak ill of Hades, even though it's not exactly for me, and I've tried it, and it's not exactly my cup of tea. Hades is an incredible. It's the same thing with Hollow Knight Silk Song and the original Hollow Knight. It's an incredible team of a small amount of people making such a beautiful game. And it's such an interesting take on Greek mythology, because there's a lot of Greek mythology games out there
Yeah.
now. And I think Hades really does a good job at standing out. So that's my praise.
And
for
it was
Hades
so
2.
much more than just like a roguelike
Oh,
game
yeah.
of the
Oh,
for
yeah.
the gameplay and running back in like
And
the
you're
world
invested in the
building.
story
No,
too.
that's something. The world building, the characters. Actually, sometimes I actually enjoyed that more than there were moments where I enjoyed that more than the gameplay.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was like running through it again and again. I was like, all right, I'm getting annoyed by
Mhm.
guy, but this boss. But the reward was always coming back to life
And getting
seeing
more,
any,
yeah.
like new interactions, or you discovered a new item and a new
Or you
character.
could give them something like the nectar that in
Yeah.
the original.
No, I'm actually surprised to see Ghost of Yotei on there. Not that I think it's bad. I just, for some reason, I had some like gut feeling it was gonna. It also came out later in the year. It came out October 2nd,
Yeah.
so toward the end of the year. I thought it was gonna kind of just fly under the radar. I'm genuinely shocked at how many nominations it did get.
I mean, it's
It's
Sucker Punch.
incredible
Sucker
so
Punch
far.
proved to everybody with Ghost of Tsushima that they could make a game, and I think that they just carried through from what I've seen to this game. I've heard that it's not. I've heard mixed things. I've heard people say it's not as good as the original, and I've heard people say that it's better, and I've heard people say it's on par. I wonder what your take on that is so far.
Here's the thing: it's like we have to vote soon because it's also the Game Awards are actually December 11th.
December 11th, 24 days.
See, I'd want to this is a big year for me for the Game Awards because my favorite game of all time is Ghost of Tsushima, and my second favorite game of all time is Hollow Knight. Both of which sequels are heavily implemented in this year's awards. You know, so it's a big year. But I'd want to give it to Ghost of Yotei, but I don't know. Like with Expedition 33, and then obviously Hideo Kojima's.
I
new-
gave it to Death Stranding. I mean, you're gonna find a category. You're gonna find it hard to find a category that's not, and then I'm
it
not gonna
also,
vote
if
for
we're talking about best game directing, listen, I don't want to just give it to the individual, but Hideo Kojima is probably the best game director ever, probably
touch
ever.
the industry.
I'm talking consistently, like just best.
He doesn't
he's
make
just-
bad games. He doesn't.
No, but just how much of a genius he is. Like I almost want to give it to Death Stranding just because it's Kojima.
It's just every step of the way he's constantly
I adore
innovating.
That. I adore and hate that man at the same time.
He is. Have you guys? I posted it on Instagram actually. He is making a show for Death Stranding for Disney Plus, and he was in Hong Kong Disney World, and there's a picture of him standing like this with the Mickey Mouse hat on. And it's just stuff like that I look at him like, can you make your games, dude? Can you just stop and just make your games?
Can you make us Metal
Like,
Gear Solid 6?
There is, well, Konami's the
No,
one
I'm
ruining
kidding.
that, but like there was multiple points in Death Stranding 2 where he was just taking pictures with random people like in the middle of nowhere. He's like, I met Elle Fanning in Hollywood, and I'm like, why are you there? Your game comes out in 2 months. Go and make the game. And then he posts the next day. He's posting with the controller,
A baby.
Yeah.
But no, best game direction. Gonna be a wild category. Got some good directors.
That's a good one.
But now,
Art direction.
best art. No. Best narrative. is we have
Oh,
on next,
okay.
which Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yotei, Kingdom Come Deliverance, and
The shocking Silent Hill F.
pull.
Yeah, that was a good one. I mean, that's an underrated game. I think that's an underdog there. Silent Hill F's
I mean,
narrative. is
right
great.
now, for me, my narrative is gonna probably be to Ghost of Yotei. It's the only one I've like probably.
I'm not going to say what
played.
mine is. We all know what mine is. But
Yeah, but this is different than the director, where it's like I just want to give it to a game I know. I know that the narrative of Expedition 33 is widely loved, and I've
Yeah.
literally never heard a human
say it's bad.
not say it's bad, but anything but it is nothing short of incredible.
Yeah.
I've not even heard anyone go like it's all right. Everyone is like this is a masterpiece of gaming. So like I want to give it to that, but I'm probably just going to give it to Ghost because
I
am enjoying the story.
I really wanted to give it to Silent Hill F, if I'm going to be totally honest with you. Silent Hill F's narrative is actually a phenomenal take about like Japanese and like old like 80s treatment of women and stuff that still holds up to the modern day.
Yeah.
With a crazy twist that I'm not going to spoil for anybody here because I don't know if you want to play it or if anybody watching wants to play it.
Yeah.
But crazy twist at the end, and it's just so hard when you get the masterpiece narrative that you get from Kojima. Like he doesn't write bad stories. They make no sense. But then you get to the end and all of a
And you're
sudden
like,
you're like,
"Damn.
oh my God, this made total
This
sense.
makes complete sense.
And it's like, it's
He
just
decides
because,
to lure dump with a 71-minute cutscene.
Yeah,
and you
exactly.
can't to explain what.
and
he
not
just
even
did.
that, like unlike Metal Gear, where you actually cannot understand what's happening if you don't watch the cutscenes. In Death Stranding, it's the same thing, but you get bits and pieces every cutscene. There's more and more. And the best part is you don't even realize that he's giving it to you. Like there's a scene in Death Stranding 2 where you get into this like hospital clinic and you're listening to all this stuff that has nothing to do with the main narrative. And then all of a sudden, light switch, it has everything to do with the main narrative. And you're like, wow,
Mhm.
this is incredible. And the best part is I'm sure you saw a little bit of Death Stranding 1, like just online before when it came out.
Yeah.
He tells two narratives at the same time.
Mhm.
He tells a narrative, and it's the same in the second game. He tells in the first game, it's Sam's narrative in the world after the Death Stranding, and then it's
Right.
Mads Mikkelsen's narrative in the world before the Death Stranding,
Right.
through the flashbacks with the baby and like all the different stuff. And it's the same thing in the second game. And the fact that he manages to tell two different narratives happening at the same time, at different times happening also at the same time in the story is great. I think it's actually incredible.
Yeah. I mean, but good luck to all the.
Yeah,
nominees,
come on.
But art direction, this one I'm really excited.
This
for
is a rough
because
category.
you have Expedition 33, which is absolutely gore. Again, I've seen enough gameplay online and
Oh,
the
it's
combat
beautiful.
and the way it looks. It's absolutely stunning. Death Stranding 2, which is
Yoji Shinkawa is the best designer alive.
Just
Like game designer. Have you ever seen his art? Incredible.
Ghost of Yotei, which I really like the art design, but I'm not sad to say, but it is not my favorite on this list. Despite Ghost being my favorite game,
Mhm.
and it's obviously like taking a lot of what Ghost had and either making it better, doing a little
Yeah.
different. Hades 2, and then my pick for this one's gonna be Hollow Knight Silk Song.
Okay.
For the reason that one of my favorite things, something I absolutely adore about Hollow Knight 1 is the art style and how
Yeah.
it looks. I think it's
That's
so
fair.
unique and it's so pretty, and all the environments are so nice except for Deep Nest.
It
But-
does a great job at
and-
making a bug game feel like you're not playing in a tiny city.
Mhm.
Like, it's for a game that's entirely about bugs. Like, think about all the other media that's like a bug's life. They live in like a larger location of something that's small to us. In Hollow Knight, it feels like it's all life sized.
Mhm.
Like, I feel as if you are exploring an actual real city and not a thing that was made out of like buttons and like
Yeah.
cardboard matches. Like, it feels like a real city
Yeah.
that people constructed, and that's incredible to do
It's
for a
like
media
actual
like that.
architecture
Yeah.
and stuff.
It's great.
Um,
But I'm gonna give it to Death Stranding
Yeah.
because Yoji Shinkawa designed that game.
no,
and
no problem with you doing that. I
mean,
just
he's
adore
even-
the art style of Hollow Knight. So I'm giving
yeah,
it to Silk
he
Song.
saw the art for Yoji Shinkawa did for
Oh,
the Metal Gear
he's-
series. It's
It's incredible. I have it hanging on my wall. It's
I am gonna
It's
hang it on my
it's
wall. I had David
amazing.
Hayter sign it so I could hang it on my wall.
It is always gorgeous. But anyway, actually, we'll do. Well, we'll
Yeah,
run
do
the-
an ad break.
Run the
before
ad break
we,
now.
get to
so
the
you
next
can
few categories.
we can get our thoughts together. We'll take a quick ad break. We'll be right back.
This is WIUR Radio.
Hi, I'm Morgan Beastie from the Ionian, and I hope you're enjoying today's show. Are you looking for the latest scoop on campus news, sports, and more? Check out the Ionian, Iona University's very own award-winning student newspaper. We keep you up to date with everything happening on and off campus. Want to know about the big game, the latest campus event? It's all in the Ionian. Join the conversation. Read, write, and get involved. Visit www.theionian.org or pick up a copy around campus. Stay informed, stay connected. Now, back to WIUR, Iona University Radio.
Untouchable, unstoppable.
This is WIUR Sports Radio.
Hi, I'm Robbie Basil, president of WIUR Radio, and I hope you're enjoying today's show. Have you ever wanted to call the biggest games, the biggest moments for the biggest names for Iona Athletics? Then the newly founded WIUR Sports Radio is the place to be. Launched in January of 2025, our goal is to try and get broadcasters here at Iona an opportunity to learn, succeed, and get a chance to be on air. From getting to call the big moments at the hack,
Dinkins trying to go to the rack. Denied! Denied! Yafet Mundi with
to seeing the crack of the bat at City Park.
the line drive into left field, around third, and it kicks away. The Gales are going to win it in 10.
We make those moments happen on our brand new WIUR Sports Radio platform on Mixer. If you're interested, feel free to reach out to me via email or to the rest of my e-board to join the club. We are WIUR Sports Radio, the new home of Iona Athletics.
Okay, thank you for our ad break. Our sponsors, thank you.
Shout outs.
Score and
closer
music.
to-
It's gonna be Hollow Knight Silk Song.
No, it's
So we'll
not.
move
It's gonna
on
be
to the-
Woodkid from Death Stranding 2 because it's so good it makes me want to buy it on vinyl.
Nope.
Although the Trobio soundtrack is pretty good enough to
Nope.
win the award by itself.
It's gonna be
Trobio.
Christopher Larkin's Hollow Knight Silk Song.
I mean, he's
and
great.
if
He's
it-
the one guy who makes the music for that game. It's
if
great.
it isn't him, there will be a problem because that soundtrack was absolutely magnificent. Dare I say, maybe even better than the first one. The Hollow Knight, Hollow Knight 1 soundtrack
It's also incredible.
is like one of my favorite soundtracks on the face of the earth of anything. But in terms of gaming, it's
You have to buy the
tied.
vinyls.
I know they're just really expensive. It's tied for my favorite between that and Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
They're
I
tied as
listened
my
to a
number one
Ghost of
there.
Tsushima song the other
But
day.
I actually would now do. I know this is like kind of cheating, but it's my list, so I don't care. I have an official 3-way tie, which is Ghost of Tsushima, Hollow Knight 1, and Silk Song as my 3 favorite video
Okay.
game soundtracks of all. They're just all
My
they
favorite
all
video
just
game
mesh into
soundtrack.
they all mesh into perfect.
Yeah.
They're all perfect.
What's my favorite? Red Dead. I don't know why I thought about that for too long.
Red Dead's pretty good. I do like Red Dead. I like the music, but Yeah, obviously you're gonna be picking the Wood Kid. I think he's great. I think Christopher
it's
Larkin's
like,
work is just
if he made the
incredible.
music for another game, I'd probably still vote for him. He made the music for Arcane, which is actually second, like
Made some
is
of it.
next to. Well, he made a good amount of it, but like all the songs he made for Arcane is like next to glorious.
Yeah.
Like you've heard, I've played a few of the Death Stranding ones for you, and also
And
the guy who
they're
made
good.
the guy who made the OST, like the songs you hear when you're actually playing the game, and like some of the stuff that Woodkid didn't make, Ludwig Forsall, he's great. His songs are great. They work perfectly with the game. He understood what Kojima was writing, which is half the battle.
Yeah.
Understanding what the game is about is half the battle. So if he can do that, he can earn a game award for it.
baby doll and
You pick up the baby doll and you cry. Why am I crying? Because of the strand.
Strand.
And I don't think
Um,
Norman Reedus knew what he was
But
talking
no,
about.
no. Score and music. We could sit here and go for way too long about
Yeah.
that, what we love. I could gush about them all day. So we'll move on because we don't want to miss anything
Yes.
else. Because this one, performances.
Troy Baker, Indiana Jones.
I will list everyone. You have Ben Starr, Charlie Cox, who I actually didn't even know was in the game, and Jennifer English, all from Expedition 33 as their respective. I don't have their character names written down.
Yeah,
but
I don't think
just
they are
also haven't
written.
played it, so I don't know.
Don't spoil it.
Erika Ishii, who's Atsu and Ghost of Yotei.
I heard she's very
She's
good.
doing incredible so far. It would have gone to her had not we. You also have Konatsu
If that's the
Kano
Japanese
as-
voice actor for Hinako, she did a very good job.
Mhm.
If
I'm
it is
sure-
the
I'm sure
English,
she
I
did.
didn't listen to it, so I have no idea.
This is actually my easiest pick on.
Oh, this was not even a
This
thought.
pick for me is easier than saying Hollow Knight Silk Song was my game of the year. Troy Baker's Indiana Jones is
The only reason
easiest pick for me.
the only reason I wasn't
upset.
upset he got nominated for Indiana Jones and not
And not
Higgs and Death
Higgs.
Stranding is because Higgs is just Troy Baker.
Can they only give one? Like a
Yeah, they can give
person?
one, but like Higgs is Troy Baker's own character. Like he's listened to a lot of the voice lines. It's Troy Baker. There's no changing the voice, nothing. Troy Baker just got up there and was his gloriously like talented self. Indiana Jones, he stepped into Harrison Ford's iconic role, and I actually could not tell the difference.
Nah, like I mean, there are times.
There are times,
There
but,
are
like-
scenes though where if you
I thought it was the movie.
if you close your eyes and someone said, "I'm putting on Indiana Jones," you can't tell the
No,
difference.
you cannot tell.
I would have no idea whether it's the movie. The only way I'd be able to know is
if I'm
'cause
looking
I've
at it.
seen
Yeah.
all of the movies so many times that I could be like, "Is that a scene?" In terms of the actual voice,
Oh
and
my
like,
God,
the
it's
ca-
not
the
even-
cadence and everything.
It's not
you
even.
can't
It's
tell.
not even. It's less of that he
so
got
good.
Harrison Ford correctly, which he did, but he got Indiana Jones perfectly. Like the
Yeah.
script was great, but everything
Yeah.
the way he was saying it was great.
Literally when we met him at Comic-Con, I was like, "You have done the best like Harrison Ford Indiana Jones impression to date on the face of the earth, and it may go down as for the rest of history. There may be no one because it is actually uncanny. There's
When-
literally a story that the director was listening to Troy Baker's audition tape,
Mhm.
and when he did, he was like, he listened to a bunch of them and was like, "Why are you guys just playing scenes from the movie? I want the audition tapes." And like, they are. That's Troy Baker's audition tape. And he was like, "What?" And then they were like, "Well, then we found the guy to do Indiana Jones,"
He
considering he couldn't tell
He's
that it wasn't the
such
movie.
a sweetheart in real life,
Oh
by
my
the
God,
way.
he's such a sweet
He
man.
is. I wish I could send this podcast to him so he could know how much I love Troy Baker because oh my God.
Put it on a hard drive. I'll send it to
Please,
him.
somebody email it to him. Like we met him. We waited on like a half-hour line, by the way. He was late because he was getting Starbucks, which was really funny because he came out before he even came to the table. He came to kiss Norman Reedus on the cheek with his Starbucks. And me and Jackson were like, "Are you
Yeah,
kidding
it
me?"
was really sweet.
But then we get up to talk to him and he has a full conversation with
Mhm.
you.
He
and
gave us
we-
little things.
Oh,
about,
yeah, he
like,
talked
that
about-
his little adventures making the games.
And he
all
told
that.
me the one thing in this world that I want to know, which is a true account of what it's like to work with Hideo Kojima. And he
Yeah.
spoke nothing but highly of him.
"Oh yeah,
And
It was
you know
great.
who was David Hayter was also very sweet. No diss to David Hayter. David Hayter was great. He said all the funny lines that I wanted to hear. But it just like when I was talking with Troy,
He had a conversation with it too, but Troy Baker really like.
Troy Baker was like
he just had such a down to earth, like giving us little
Mhm.
stories about the games he's worked on.
he also took a
I-
fire picture. I wish we could pull up the picture and put it in the camera because like he took a
Okay,
fire
yeah.
picture.
But no, we could sit here and
Yes,
gush
we
about
could
Troy
talk
Baker
about Troy
day.
Baker all day.
hit
We'll
the-
have
the
a whole
last
episode
episode.
about Troy
we love
Baker.
that. We love that man. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the last episode of the
Yeah,
semester will be a Troy Baker retrospective.
recap.
But best indie game. So we have best indie and then indie debut. For me, for just a regular indie game, I want to give it to Silk Song.
I think I gave that to Silk Song. Yeah.
And I left all of the nominees out here. I respect all the indie games out there. I love all the indie games. I'm just for also a crunch for time. Let's be honest. For best indie game,
It's
going to be Hades 2, Silk Song, or Expedition 33.
I voted for Silk Song.
There were some
That was
other
one.
really interesting on there. I just don't see a world where any of those
No,
beat these
no.
titans.
Oh, I also voted for indie debut. I voted for Dispatch.
Oh yeah. I'm probably
was
gonna
what I
vote
was
for
thinking.
Dispatch. I haven't played it yet, but I've seen the.
I just heard.
Thank you to all the people who have ruined the entire
Yeah,
game on
thank
Instagram
you.
because haven't bought it and played it. It's been out for what
A
15
month?
days, and
They're
I've
not-
seen
yeah,
the
not even.
entire game on the internet. So
I will say,
Don't
I
even need to.
heard a lot about the design. Like Critical himself, I think paid for like half the game.
did he really?
Yeah, Moist Critical. I heard
Such a
him.
sweetheart.
I heard he paid for some of it or something. Like there was a bunch of people that fundraised it, and then Aaron Paul was just like, "Sure, I'll do it," and he's like had no idea how to voice act in a video game. And his Robert is great. He is a phenomenal. Like it doesn't even sound like Jesse Pinkman. It just sounds like some like Aaron Paul talking through another person.
Mhm.
Like, because I'm sure you've heard him speak. Like,
Yeah.
and like it sounds great.
Yeah.
And I think, oh no, it was Critical Role. Critical Role took it over and paid for it.
Yeah.
And I listen, for those of you who don't know any of the people in Critical Role, they're all talented. Every single one
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
And Laura Bailey is great in this game. I believe Ashley Johnson's also in it, correct?
I believe so.
In Dispatch, yeah. I think does she play Blonde Blazer? I think
I
so.
don't remember. No,
But-
I don't.
No,
I don't
think somebody
remember.
else. But Ashley Johnson is also incredibly
Mhm.
talented. Jacksepticeye is great in the game.
That was so funny. I didn't
And
notice
there's
that.
somebody else in there that was really good. Whoever played Phenomenon Man was really funny.
Mhm.
I only came tonight because I thought we were playing
Yeah.
Magic the
Well,
Gathering, and I hope we still will.
Good luck to those indie games. Dispatch is cool. I'll probably play it at some point. But action adventure, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
Yeah, I voted for that too. You might be
listen,
like, Death Stranding was in that category. Why didn't you vote for it? It's not. I don't think it's an action adventure game.
Hollow Knight, Silk Song, and Ghost of Yavimaya were in that category. Indiana Jones
Is action adventure.
is the father of
Yes.
action adventure. If there is a character that embodies action adventure,
It's Indiana Jones.
like is the essence of action adventure itself. It is Indiana
Literally,
Jones.
the description for when I read it, the description for the thing was mixture of combat and puzzles to solve through a story. And I was like, wow, what do you do in Indiana Jones? Flat out, you fight a bunch of Nazis and solve puzzles. That
And
is
that's not- and that's
exactly
not
what the
even
game
just
is.
in the game. Go to the movies. What does he do? He goes on an adventure, solves puzzles and riddles, and fights people. He is the father of action
Yeah,
adventure. So I genuinely think if it does not go to that game,
Yeah.
we have a serious
Side
problem
plot
because it's just-
here, by the way, Death Stranding does not count as an action adventure game. It may seem like it does, but it's its own thing.
Yeah.
I don't actually really know what category it falls into.
It's a Strand type.
It's a Strand type game. I say, let me use Kojima's
It's
term.
a Kojima game.
It's a Kojima game.
and
They're
then
their
we
own
know what that
things.
means. But anyway, and then we'll wrap up here with the best
Oh, God.
best adaptation.
horrible.
We had some heaters.
Real
We had
stinkers in
we had
this
some
one.
heaters this year, ladies and gentlemen. The Minecraft movie.
I voted for that.
The
That was the
Devil May-
only one.
You didn't like the Devil May Cry show?
No, I didn't. I
thought
liked
you
it when I
liked it.
watched it. I liked it when I watched it, and then I just took that. It took an amalgamation of a bunch of random stuff from all of the games and threw it in, and it made no sense.
Oh, because I watched like the first half with him and then I didn't finish it.
I finished it after I
Mhm.
played the games. I played the first 3, and half the characters aren't even accurate.
Then you had Splinter Cell Death Watch, I think.
Didn't watch that.
Last of Us season 2, which is
so bad.
genuinely makes me want to throw up in my own mouth at how awful that was.
And that's coming from 2 people who vehemently like the actual game. It's my favorite of the 2.
The Last of Us season 2, the second season, sure, the first one wasn't bad, is tied arguably number 1 for my least favorite television / miniatures I've seen in my entire life, hands down. I felt the other thing it'd be tied with is WandaVision because I genuinely
We disagree
wanted.
on this one.
I genuinely was just miserable watching
Yeah.
that. I didn't see what people liked about it. It wasn't fun, entertaining. It made no sense. But then The Last of Us season 2, I've never been more insulted by a piece of media in my entire life. I felt like the people on screen and the writers and the crew behind
We're
the camera
flipping you off.
hated me
Yeah,
and wanted to let me know that. And then obviously you have the Until Dawn movie, which was
which just not
bad, but
even
it
close
had like
to any-
nothing to do
Yeah,
with
it just
Until
wasn't
Dawn.
the game. It just had the name on it.
In my opinion, I haven't played the game, but it's one of those things where I watched like YouTubers play the whole thing,
Mhm.
and I've watched like a friend play it. it had nothing to do with Until
Yeah.
Dawn except for like a couple Wendigos
Mhm.
and college
college
kids
students
getting
getting
killed.
murdered. Yeah,
It really had nothing to
we
do
got to
with
hit
the
those
game.
bullet points before we end because we got to do the blind ranking. We got to hit the 2 other categories.
Yeah, I'm giving it to the Minecraft movie.
Yeah, I gave it to the Minecraft movie. I mean, that was the only one
I
that
had
at
a-
least it was
I-
enjoyable to
it
watch.
was funny. It was really
There's
funny.
just the Last of Us
Um,
Part 2. So
yeah.
the
So
season was
I know
bad.
we've been talking
The
about
game
it.
was
We
good.
didn't get to it this week with Frankenstein. We also saw Running Man, and I've
Yes.
started watching the Twilight series.
The Running Man it fell apart at the end, but we'll
No,
give
no,
a full review.
We'll get into all of those next week. Just 'cause
Shout out
this
Matt.
took up so much of the time.
Shout out Matt for getting us.
We're gonna do a
tickets.
quick blind ranking for Jack because it actually had to do with. Oh yeah, yes. Shout out to Matt. Thank you so much again for everything.
If
did for- it
you
was
by
lovely.
any chance are watching this.
But blind ranking because it had to do with what we talked about for the entire episode.
Mhm.
Jack, these are 5 games that were up for grabs but did not get Game of the Year.
Okay.
Black Myth Wukong.
I'm gonna put that for this year, or
No,
didn't
like
win.
throughout.
Okay,
I just picked
Black
a
Myth
bunch of
Wukong.
different
I didn't
years.
play it, so I'm gonna put it at 4. But what I watched was entertaining.
Mhm.
I can't really put
It's
it
like a
too high
bunch
if I
of it's
didn't
just
play it.
games that were like
Yeah.
up there for but didn't
Also
actually
going
get-
down because when they didn't win, the developers got on Twitter and whined that they didn't win. So you know what? That was kind of a baby
If
move.
I lost to Astrobot, I would have probably said the same thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Metal Gear Solid 5, A Phantom Pain,
I'm gonna put that at 2. I think because it's unfinished, I can't theoretically put it at 1.
because we don't know what. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk 3. That game released in a really bad state. It doesn't surprise
it was
me.
rough, but I
It
know
doesn't
you do.
surprise me.
I know you do like that game.
I do like the new game, but when it came out, it was an entirely different
Yeah.
thing.
Sekiro.
I have what?
You have
5.
1 and 5.
Sekiro didn't win.
No.
Put that at 5.
Oh,
Then.
wait, did it win?
No, it did win. It did win. It 100% won.
Oh, but yes, it did win. It kept giving me. It kept when I was looking up the research. It kept.
No, it
giving
won.
me-
I was gonna say I'm putting it at 5 because it won. Because you cheated. And
I
you put
did.
one that
I
won.
did wrong research because I was putting this together before we came here because I spent like 45 minutes
Because it's
writing all the.
2016. The only thing it was
No,
running against was
2019.
it was 2019. It was running against the Resident Evil. It was running against one of the Resident Evil
Yeah.
remakes, and that was the
Anyway,
only big
well,
game.
your
that year.
number 1 is Ragnarok.
Yeah, I think that's good. That's fair. I think what did it lose to? Baldur's Gate 3?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. Breath
no,
of the
no.
Wild. I mean, Tears of the Kingdom lost to Baldur's Gate 3. They were not in the same year. Because I voted for Tears of the Kingdom. I would have
that
voted
was
for
2
Ragnarok.
years ago.
Yeah. Ragnarok would have not been in that. Ragnarok would have been the year before.
I don't remember. I forgot. where.
Because did it come out in 2020?
No, 2023.
2023? Then because it would have lost to
Baldur's Gate.
to Baldur's Gate. Yeah, then
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 Baldur's Gate.
that was one of the ones I think should have won. I think Tears of the Kingdom should have won that, but we're gonna talk
Yeah.
about that another day.
All right. Anyway, we've gone a little way over the time, so
Yeah,
thank
sorry,
you
my
everyone
bad.
for joining us this week.
Let's talk about.
We have a bunch more to talk about in the next episodes that we didn't get to. We just
Mhm.
we had to spend so much time with the game
this
because
is
we've
big.
been talking about the game of the year awards.
This
the
is a
entire
very
season.
hot
So,
contention.
anyway, thank you all for joining us. Episode 9 of the Pop Culture Crew. I've been Jackson Burkhart,
Jack Driscoll. And we'll catch
and
you
we
all
will see you next week.